What is your name?
Blair Copen, and I was at Lucasville Prison, maximum security, for 20 years as a teacher.
How do drugs get into the prison system?
They can get in there numerous ways, but at Lucasville Prison, they're brought in usually by officers or employees. They hide them coming through check-in. Sometimes they're brought in by friends and family. They're on the visiting list of the inmates when they have visitation. And then at other institutions where it's not quite the security level, sometimes they're thrown up over the fence.
How many inmates are in the prison due to drug-related crimes?
Well, statistics will show you that about 50% of them are, but at Lucasville we would probably go closer to 70%. But it's only because it's easier to convict them of those crimes than it is to convict them of some of their higher crimes that they've committed.
Oh, wow. What type of drugs do the prisoners use?
Typically marijuana, acid, and heroin and then sometimes pills, but the other ones are brought in a little easier.
How do drugs affect the prisoners?
Well, just like anybody on the streets, they're used just the same way. Make you high, make you not feel pain, make you a little bit, because they don't have it as often, it makes them a little bit crazier because they don't have it as often like you do on the streets. So it's pretty easy to tell who's on them and who isn't because they're not on them like they used to be on the streets.
So does it make your job harder when they're on drugs?
Yeah, they usually tend to be a little bit wilder because they're not. It's not, the drug isn't in their system as long.
What role does drugs play in the prison system?
Well, can play quite a few different roles, but for your age group, what I would tell you is this: it's more a form of money, and so whoever has the money, they say, will have the power. So if those inmates, gangs, have more of the drugs, then they have more of the power, because obviously they have now control of the system. They have control of what's coming in and what's coming out, and then of course they make the money because they sell those drugs off to other inmates. And drugs, according to this area, as I was working out there for 20 years, we had quite a few, even of my friends, incarcerated, and mainly all of them due to drug-related offenses. Usually they're in there because of assaults, theft. That's pretty much how you'll get in on drug-related offenses, because they have to steal the drugs, they have to steal money to get to the drugs. They'll break into homes, they'll steal from your car. And then, of course, Sada County in general is usually number one, not population, but percentage in the state of Ohio when it comes to heroin, oxycodone, and things like that. And then, of course, in 2011, I know this isn't necessarily always drug-related, but in 2011 we actually had the highest murder rate, and a lot of that was due to our drug problem here.